860 AM, 106.5 FM, WNOV.
Quack, quack, Lord, make sure it's
this
real.
mess.
Don't it sound like the end of Good Times? We don't want no false.
It sounds like the end of my life. That's what it sounds like. Look, family,
Make sure it's real up in here.
no, they don't know how to act.
Ain't nobody scared
I'm sorry.
of the devil. He just wanted to be real. Jesus said,
I just
wait.
I
I was with you, but
apologize.
now you said Jesus said. Let me finish. What did Jesus say? Jesus said, good morning. No, I ain't seen no scripture where Jesus said, good morning. Oh, he didn't say that? I hear him say that.
Excuse me.
But we want to be sure it's real.
Excuse me.
Ow.
What is that?
Ooh, yeah.
It's too early.
We want to be live, not
Y'all
Memorex.
foolishness. It's too early.
Well, listen.
Good morning.
We know one thing for sure.
Somebody said, "Let the Lord."
That's it. Hallelujah.
Let the Lord use you. Ooh, real.
This is not the Lord. I want to be clear.
I want it to be real, Michelle.
This is not the Lord.
Respectfully, Michelle. We want it to be real.
Hold that note. Hold it. Hold it. Hey, ain't that what he said? Hold it.
I expected Debo to act up because he's having a midlife crisis.
And why is he having a midlife crisis?
It is not a midlife crisis.
Today.
But hopefully it is the middle.
Today is none other than the fabulous birthday of Mr. Darren DeBow.
You damn right. What Chef said, damn right.
So, we got to do happy birthday to a brother. Happy birthday, Debo.
Man, thank y'all so much. Listen, I walked in the studio this morning and
anybody that's looking at it on Facebook,
I immediately became a diabetic.
It's treats and stuff. Wait till Julia meets them if they come in here today. They're gonna be looking like, what's going on in this studio?
Well, one thing,
my Brenda and
yeah.
It's gonna be Sweet Tooth Tuesday. That's what it's called.
59 years the Lord have blessed me to be on this side of the dirt.
95? Lord have mercy.
I said 59.
Oh, my fault. Sometimes I'll be saying numbers backwards.
You dyslexic.
Yeah.
No, but at the age of 13, I watched my great-grandmother pass away at the age of 60.
Here it is.
Huh?
Happy birthday to
Shut up, Debo.
Happy birthday to
and just take all this. You gonna take this pressure.
Now, that sounds like some Diddy stuff. Take that.
Shut up and take this pressure, Debo.
It's starting that little trial today. You might want to be exported or deported.
Or imported.
Did y'all see in the news what Donald Trump trying to pay people $1,000
to leave?
Self-deport themselves?
Hey, man.
They said somebody already took them up on it.
One person.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's because when you need the money, though, if you dangle crumbs in front of a person that's hungry, they're going to eat whatever.
But I think also the possibility that people scared that they could be deported to a country they're not even from and placed in prison. Because at least you go back and you got your freedom. You potentially talking about being deported and put in prison for the rest of your life.
Wait, so even with this bread that they're offering, which is not a lot because it'll run out in a day or so, but
it depends on what country you're going back to. $1,000 may be a lot of money in certain territories.
Yeah, but it ain't gonna compare to what it would be if you were still living here in the country.
True.
But go ahead. But what was you gonna say?
But what I don't get is, how is that legal?
I mean, first of all, like, what money you using to pay for it?
And that's what
because the presidency is not supposed to have this kind of spending authority.
That part.
Just open up some money.
Yeah, I mean, the power of the purse belongs to Congress.
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. So you're going to pay people to leave, but you still haven't given black people
reparations,
a half a mule, 2 acres.
I mean, it's just like, again,
baby dolphin.
We're going to let the white South Afrikaners come to the United States and give them land and make them set them up to be okay in a pathway to citizenship. I mean, dude is a racist clown. Let me open up by just saying good morning to everybody. First of all, I had the opportunity to say good morning to a young brother on his way to school. If I remember correctly, I think his name was Jamal. And I just want to say, have a good day at school, baby boy. Learn as much as you can, do the right thing, make the right choices, because it's a whole big world waiting on you, but you got to do your part so you can get to it. And thank you to the sister who made sure I got to meet him this morning. Hello, Jermaine.
Thank you.
What the bus driver?
Hold on, Debo. Hold on.
I wonder what the bus driver name is.
Don't interrupt two grown folks when they talking, man. Two grown folks over here talking.
Oh, now you do know both of us older than you, right?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Speak for yourself, bro. But anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Anywho,
now I'm speaking for myself. I'm just saying something real.
Somebody said you forgot to take up a love offering for all that singing.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that
Happy
ain't free.
birthday wishes are coming in. Good morning. What up, little sis? Good morning. Good morning. My son DJ says good morning. We are on the way to school. Good morning, DJ. What's happening, young brother?
Yeah.
Have an amazing day today. I love that. So, Mr. Ryder, how you doing?
Michelle, respectfully, Michelle.
Respectful. That's JT Jr.
Yeah, JT,
Yes.
JT Senior imparted this in me.
I got you.
Imparted. Spell it.
I am pot.
You left out the ED.
Right.
So sad.
You know what? Respectfully, Michelle.
What's that?
Today is a beautiful day.
Why?
The sun is shining.
It's a beautiful
and the leaves are coming out. So it's starting to look like spring.
Oh, it already is.
Yeah.
I had a bush that I had been meaning to trim.
Was it burning?
She got the burning bush at the house.
You got the burning bush. I'm coming to visit. Hey, man.
It's gonna
be a landmark.
I don't like talking to you. I don't like talking to you. I'm sorry. I don't.
No. But seriously, I want to say, hey, for upper management.
Said this is the reason Kim canceled his concert last month.
Because of us.
Thanks to those two singing.
I said that.
Y'all ran him out.
Ran him out.
Like, bros, but Debo, are there any big plans? Do we need to, be ready to celebrate? We partying? What we doing?
The wife has put together a little event that she'll do this afternoon at my little watering hole. It's my favorite little spot to just go and relax and have one or two.
Okay.
Cherry's Place, 12th and Meineke will be there from 5 until 10 this evening.
Goose.
There is free food and things of that nature. She has.
Oh, you did say food?
Yes.
Oh, let me come on through.
And then, of course, on Sunday is the Mother's Day / Debo's birthday blues concert, the Southern Soul and Blues Mother's Day edition, if you will. We've got Mr. Terry Wright coming in, and also Mr. Vic Allen, formerly of the Canton Spirituals. So we'll be there at Mr. B's out on Brown Deer Road doing that piece on Mother's Day. And tickets are selling fast, so trust me, if you want to get in there, you better go and do what you got to do. But we're going to have a great time the whole weekend. I usually have like 3 parties. I cut it back to 2 this time. So, yeah, I'm ready for whatever.
Getting a little hard to do 3 parties.
Yeah. It's getting harder and harder. But the one thing about it is the last 2 Sundays, I got prayed up because I went to church the last 2 Sundays.
Oh, so you can get ready for this.
Did you really go to church, or were you?
Michelle, you have to count musicals. Now, funerals you told me I couldn't count them. Wait, and then this past Sunday.
Why we gotta keep doing this?
But Michelle, this past Sunday, I actually sang at church, so I know I was at church. You
sang?
I actually sang. I did a little something. Meaning I lifted my hands and I lifted my voice in praise. So you can't tell me I wasn't at church.
Look, all right.
See, because see, that word have I hidden in my heart that I might not sin against thee.
Yeah, but you do though.
Okay.
You know what? I almost called you something. Boy. See, that's why I had to hide the word in there. You getting ready to be something just then. Yeah, you sure was. You and the whole family was getting ready to be something just then.
You know what? The phone lines are full.
Hey, they blowing up.
Let's see what people calling it out.
Yeah, him and his family was getting ready to be something just then.
Debo, calm down, man.
He on the road.
I'm just saying,
it's his birthday. He could cry if he wants.
Look, and
I ain't gonna cry.
Shanetta said, "Happy birthday, Debo."
Thank you, Shanana.
Not Shanetta.
Didn't you say Shanana said
Shanetta?
Shanetta.
Yes.
Oh, it sounded like Nana to me.
Anyway,
thank you, Shanetta. Thank you, Shanetta.
I'm hearing that. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
That sounds like Prince Riley. That's right.
Yes, it is. And I wanted to say good morning to my Masonic brother Debo.
Yes, sir.
And I'm older than all of you. I'm a young 70.
Hey,
all right, brother Prince.
Have a blessed day, everybody.
All right,
you, my brother.
Too,
have a great one.
Well, people be looking good in the mud.
Man,
hey, so well. Got another caller. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Well, good morning, Mr. Michelle Bryant.
What's up, the original? What's happening? How you doing, sir?
I'm doing quite well, thank you. And how about yourself?
Can't complain.
Mano Daddy.
And good morning to Mr. Devo. And how old are you really?
59.
He said, really?
How old are you really?
I said 59.
We know what you tell the public.
Right.
Tell everybody else.
That's what he's telling the public, but how old are you really?
You know what? I almost said something to you too just then, JT. And your whole family.
And the whole family.
You going to get my whole family, Mr. Devo?
Yep. Your whole family almost got it just then.
Uh-oh. I better watch out because y'all kind of made if you get a running start and bump into my whole family with that belly of yours, we'll be in trouble.
Get him, JT Senior. Get him. Get him, JT.
No respect.
Are you sure you want to play the Dodgers on your birthday,
son? You must ain't seen me lately, man. I done lost weight.
Respect.
I done lost weight since the last time you seen me.
Respect.
Yeah, the only place you lost weight at, Mr. Devo, is in your butt.
That's it.
That's about it.
Where?
Pause. So we gonna pause on that.
And before I get to you, Michelle, I have a comment I'd like to make with you. Not to get to you, but I have a comment I'd like to make about Donald Trump. But I have to get to Mr. Jermaine right off first.
Your son?
JT Senior.
Your son?
Says, hey, Jermaine, when I went to A&J Liquor, man, to sign your portrait, they wouldn't let me behind the counter. They said customers wasn't allowed behind the counter, so I couldn't sign your portrait. But I was impressed to see one thing they did, though.
What's that?
At the bottom of your portrait, they had your athletic shoes. I said,
size 7?
Man, the size 15.
Yeah, that's right.
Man,
No.
Man, they try to get a shine.
Hey man, y'all leave JT Senior alone.
Got time for this.
That's J Tizzle, man.
Not have a 15.
This fantasy world.
It is not a 15.
That's J Tizzle, man.
Well, what can I say, Michelle? They did conjure me up this morning, now didn't they?
They did. To my chagrin, they did.
Michelle, to walk away from the daycare center for a minute and talk to you.
Okay.
Damn daycare center you talking about?
He's talking about in here.
Really?
Sound like you talking about you with your boy.
Wow.
No, actually, you guys,
Ain't you supposed to screen the calls?
Real nice. I like the comedy. I appreciate the humor because that really gets most people's days going. So I really do appreciate it myself. So thank you. Thank you so much for the humor you have in the morning time. And Michelle, I just wanted to mention, I didn't have a chance to get to you yesterday when you were talking about Donald Trump and his schemes. But have you heard about his new Bitcoin that he have going now?
Yes.
And kind of people out of their money?
Yes.
Wow. And getting rich off of that the president don't supposed to be doing, but he's doing it anyway. So, yeah, if you can comment on that a little bit, I would appreciate it. And thank you, everybody. Have a great day. And Devo, happy birthday again to you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, JT. Appreciate it. Let me also say that Shanetta hit me back and she said, my nickname is Nana, though. So I guess Devo is okay.
I was on to something. See, the spirit, something had come upon me.
Nana is real. We got some more callers. Let's get them in. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Michelle. This is Angela.
Hey, Angela.
Yeah,
good morning.
Lord, there go Angela.
Good morning, Mr. Devo.
Hey, Angela, thank you for my gift in advance because
yes,
you
sir.
gave it to me
Happy
about a
birthday
week
to
early.
you.
Thank you, darling. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. You're very welcome. Mr. Rideout.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, love.
Good morning.
How are you?
Well,
oh my God,
I'm doing pretty good,
come on.
baby. How you doing?
Sound like this should be.
I'm doing good.
Ain't nobody got time for it.
Rated
Nobody got
X.
time.
Sound like
for
this should
all
be
of
rated
this.
X.
Carry on,
baby. Carry on.
I do have a show to do.
Anyway, Mr. Rideout, we'll do that a little later.
All right, baby.
Do it a lot later, not a little later. But I'm sure it's a lot later.
I was waiting on your phone call for something that you were supposed to be looking up for me.
Wait, did I get her number?
Yes, ma'am.
But we can get it again.
I left my number.
Yeah, you know what?
And
I don't
you
think I
never
have.
reached back to me.
Okay, let me make sure Jermaine get it.
I have her number.
Okay, Debo, give it to me because I think I left without it. But I will get it from Debo and take care of it today.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
And you all have a blessed day. And don't be hating on me and Mr. Rylock and I together.
That's right, baby.
We're not hating on. We just don't understand it. And we really don't want to understand it. We just don't think it's appropriate for morning radio.
Thank you, love.
Get up out my business.
Thank you, love.
Business from last night.
In the best man, when they said the little tale was when Tay Diggs and kiss a chick on the forehead. Jermaine's is thank you, love.
Thank you, love.
Yes, love.
Yeah, you know.
It started on a Tuesday.
Call me Billy D. You understand me?
Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, how y'all doing? This is Lady D.
Hey, lady, how you doing?
How you be,
I'm
baby?
good. Happy birthday, Debo.
Thank you, darling.
I won't be able to see you this evening, but I'll definitely see you Saturday. I got my ticket.
If you show up Saturday,
ain't nobody gonna be there.
Won't see me. It's Sunday.
On Sunday, that's right. Oh, I'm so sorry.
She'll be out there dancing by herself.
How the hell they gonna cancel the show and then tell me no, because you're a day early. You better be there Sunday. Don't come Saturday.
Mother's Day. I would have figured it out.
All right, darling.
But I just wanted to say happy birthday. Michelle, I want to say good morning to you. I get up every morning listening to you. I set my alarm to listen to you.
Can I ask you a question though while we got you on the phone? Is there ever one of those days, because it happens to me, where I come in, I'm having a great day, and then I come in and I'm in the show with Michelle, and she gets ticked off about something, and she reminds me of something that I forgot. Do your day like take a turn where you just like mad at white people or something like that for the rest of the day?
Oh my God! Are you serious right now?
Huh? Lady D, that ain't never happened to you.
This dude.
So out of order.
This dude.
Yeah, I be mad at white people for the rest of the day. I just be like, wow.
Carrying on.
You know what? I can't.
Okay, thank you so much, Lady D.
Whoa, no. Thank you. I was gonna say you can't let Lady D go.
Everybody hitting everybody there. All y'all gonna have individual hellos. Damn, man.
I'm something special now. Thank you, Lady D. I appreciate it.
Your birthday. Thank you. Miss Val said happy birthday, Debo. You know, I'm not going to do this with you. I'm just not. Let me get this last caller before we go to break. Hey, caller, what's happening? It messed up my whole morning. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, happy birthday to the young man over there. And
thank you, darling.
Don't insist on, you're welcome. Don't insist on someone's birthday because I'll never give you my age at all. Okay.
It's Kathy,
so
ain't it?
You know,
you're a young man.
You know who it is.
Oh, Kathy over there starting stuff.
I'm not gonna give you my age, so don't ask.
I mean, we know Debo 98.
We've got an approximate on you already, Kathy. Trust me, we got an approximate on you.
I bet you do. Listen, I want to know the address and the location again. I didn't hear it. The address, location
for tonight.
For today,
Sunday.
On Sunday.
Which day?
What's tonight?
Cherry's Place, 1871 North 12th Street, I believe is the address.
Bring your vest.
It's 12th and Meineke. You don't need no damn vest. I'm there every weekend, Friday and Saturday.
I go everywhere anyway. So you said
1871 North. No. I'm sending you to still on 12th, the place I used to work at. So don't go there.
Right.
It's 12th and Meineke, right on the corner. You can't miss it. Right on the corner.
And what's the name of the place?
Cherry's.
And you gonna be there to 10?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then what's the place on there? Do you have the tickets for the other event?
I don't know who will be there till 10. I plan on being there till 10. But they say I turn into somebody else after a few of them. So I don't know who you might meet at that point in time.
Okay. So then what about the other place on
Brown Deer? Yeah, doors open at 6 p.m. and then we're going to party till the cops come knocking. Hopefully they don't show up.
You said it's a cover charge?
Yeah, there's a $50 ticket admission on that one. That's a blues show with Vic Allen, formerly of the Canton Spirituals, and Mr. Terry Wright. I done lost my good thing.
Oh, so that's a concert. Okay.
Yeah, that's a concert. Concert and party together, yes.
And that's Sunday?
That is Sunday, yes, Mother's Day.
And what time? Mother's Day.
Doors open at 6, Kathy.
Oh my God.
Okay. No, I was getting ready for work and stuff. Okay. I might pass through this evening to you. And you're turning 40, right?
It'd be nice to see you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you turning 40, right?
Yep, 40. You hit the nail right on the head.
Jesus.
You are psychic.
Okay.
You hit the head right on the nail.
Okay, well, y'all have a good time. I'll talk to you later.
Too, darling. Thank you.
All right, Kathy. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Oh, it's too much. It's just way
Hey,
too
man,
much.
going down on 12th Street, man, you got to bring
no
the cooling board.
No.
All right, so
we're not doing that.
We are now up against a commercial break, and when we come back, number of things to get to, but like everyone else, definitely want to make sure that Debo knows that we are thrilled that he is celebrating another
That's a big
birthday.
word. Thrilled.
Yeah, we are. We're thrilled. So I'm gonna take a break. Come back. I do have guests in the 8:00 hour, but I've got to take just a few minutes to talk about the Met Gala last night. The theme, which centered around, Black style. I'll talk a little bit about that. And a book that, in fact, a lot of this was based on, called Slaves to Fashion. And so when we come back, take a quick minute to update people, educate some folks on what went on last night. But when I say brothers and sisters showed up and showed out, and you got to see all of our creativity, distinction, swag on display, and it made history because 4 brothers were the event chairs for the Met Gala. So talk about that on the other side of the break. Be right back, y'all. that gave a nod to Black style and Black fashion. The brainchild for this event was based off of a book called Slaves to Fashion. And this book, uh, just to give you a quick idea of what the book is about, I just literally just ordered this book. Um, it's a book by a sister by the name of Monica Miller. And it is a pioneering cultural history of the Black dandy. And that's Dandy. From his emergence in Enlightenment England to his contemporary incarnations in the cosmopolitan art worlds of London and New York. It is populated by sartorial impresarios such as Julius Savoy, a free slave who sometimes wore diamond buckled red heel shoes as he circulated through the social scene of 18th century London, and Yinka Shanbert, a prominent Afro-British artist who not only styles himself as a fop, and I'm not sure what that is, but also creates iconic commentaries on Black dandyism in his work, interpreting performances and representations of Black dandyism is particular cultural settings and literary visual texts. Monica Miller emphasizes the importance of sartorial style to Black identity formation in the Atlantic diaspora. So people are like, Michelle, what do you mean by dandy? Dandyism was initially imposed on Black men in 18th century England as the Atlantic slave trade and an emerging culture of conspicuous consumption generated a vogue in dandified Black servants known as luxury slaves. They tweaked and reworked their uniforms and were soon known for their sartorial novelty and sometimes flamboyant personalities. Tracing the history of the Black dandy forward to contemporary celebrity incarnations such as Andre 3000, Miller explains in his book how Black people became arbiters of style and how they have historically used the dandy signature, tools, clothing, gesture, and wit to break down limiting identity markers and propose new ways of fashioning political and social possibility in the Black Atlantic world. With an aplomb worthy of a iconographic subject, she considers the Black dandy in relation to 19th century American literature and drama. W.E.B. Du Bois's reflections on Black masculinity and cultural nationalism, the modernist aesthetics of the Harlem Renaissance, and representations of Black cosmopolitanism in contemporary visual art. So just think about, we have seen some photos of enslaved Black men in particular who were dressed to the nines. And it was a part of this upper crust of people who they wanted the people that were serving them to reflect their status and their wealth. And so the folks that were enslaved, they somebody said, good morning, Met Gala. I thought about what a difference a day makes for Sean Combs. Absolutely. Absolutely. He crossed my mind as someone who had been well immersed in the fashion world, known for his style as well. But, it is crazy when you think about, Keith always messes with me. It always goes back to slavery. And there is this whole cosmopolitan way of dressing that many people in the Black community have adopted, and we just think we shop because we shop and we doing our thing and we got swag, and we will mix up an outfit and put our own spin on it. But that was because people were trying to dress us in a certain way to make them feel comfortable, and we figured out a way to still personalize it and make it our own, to create our own style. So if you looked at any of the photos from last night, some of these outfits, these suits that brothers and sisters adorned coming. I mean, I looked at Al Sharpton. He had the little tuxedo on with the white cuffs coming out from underneath it. That was just like, okay, Al. people went all in last night. And one of the things that Anna, I can't think of her name right now, the Vogue director had talked about was a direct pushback to what is being done nationally right now by the Trump administration, Republicans that support Donald Trump, and some white people that's just hell bent on trying to act like Black people, don't exist in this country. We don't want to do anything that highlights their accomplishments or call attention to them. And this was an effort to push back on that. Donald Trump believes that he can control the narrative, and the people like Stephen Miller and those racists around him, that they can control the narrative. They're going to tell Black people what our place is, where you belong, where you don't belong. And there are a number of Black men that are Republicans that seem to be okay with this nonsense. And so last night was a definitive smackback, to Trump to say, you will not handle us in this way. And so I just appreciated all of the brothers that came to the table. Somebody said, did you see Andre 3000 with the piano on his back last night? I haven't looked at all of the photos, so I'll pull up Andre 3000's look. But Coleman Domingo, let me just be clear. When I say that brother take fashion to a whole nother place, just a whole nother place. The race car driver, I think his name is Hamilton. I gotta think of his first name, but I'm just blown away. I'm blown away by what we do when we show up. And somebody sent me a clip, that talked about how even when people have tried to wipe out our culture and, break us, that we still survive. We still fight back. We still find a way not only to exist, but to carve out some happiness for ourselves. And we, so don't ever let people tell you we not fighters, we not survivors. We don't figure out, in fact, sometimes how to even thrive in the midst of everything crazy that's happening. And how I just sent Jermaine a video last night of Korean soul. Folks sounding like Kurt Franklin, but they Koreans. And, you listening like, wait, I mean, like you could tell they done studied us to the nines.
Yeah, matter of fact, if you were to close your eyes and listen to it, you would think, man, that they was some young Black men that was singing because it's so soulful. And it tripped me out because when I saw it, I said, wait a minute.
Where is it?
So you want me to pull it from mine?
I got it.
Yeah. And it's just crazy because it's like, I mean, the soul man that they possess is crazy.
I mean, I ain't gonna say they possess no soul. I'm just gonna say people have copied us.
Well, yeah, from the singing point of view,
so let me. I'm gonna put it up my phone up against the thing. Hang on. Okay.
So all of the.
So this is Korean soul. Oops, sorry.
Rinse out.
Something about the name. Something about the name Jesus. Something about the name Jesus. He is the sweetest name. I know. Some people say I'm crazy, but I can't.
Sing, boy.
The power that I feel, yeah, when I call your name. When I call your
name. Korean cats.
It's just like the fire shut up in my bones. The Holy Ghost is moving, and it will never leave me alone. I know.
So I just wanted you to hear that. Wow. I sent that to Jermaine last night. It's called a site called Korean Soul.
Wow.
And these are Koreans that sound just like us. Yeah. And people will say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. But so oftentimes it's not. Because people want our swag, they want our sound, but they don't want us.
Come on now.
They don't want us around.
Come on now.
How dare you say we realize that people were mistreated in this country and we need to do things to address that and fix that. Them same people will discriminate against us when we walk into a store or stop us from getting in, or when the levees break in New Orleans in New Orleans will stop us from crossing the bridge, even though you realize we about to drown. You want our style, you want our finesse, our swag, our music, you know, our look, but you don't want us. So I just need people to understand there is not a single thing. And let me do this for a second to help with the point. Where is this lady at? Let me play this, Jermaine.
All right.
I'm playing it from my phone again. Okay. Hang on. Where's she at? Dang, why won't come? Okay, I'm trying to bring it up.
This is why they're trying to erase our history.
Okay, hang on.
Because this is why they're trying to.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can bring it up. Okay. I can't. I don't know.
Mr. Luther. This is why they're trying to erase our history. Because when you understand our history, you know we done been through worse than this. You mean to tell me you can snatch us from the coast of Africa? You can place us in the bottom of ships? You can sail us over waters? Some of us jumped over, some of us stayed in. We didn't know the language. We could land in a place we had never been in before, didn't know each other, didn't know you, you didn't know us. But then we were able to develop a culture that is envied around the world. We were able to build institutions. We were able to build banks. We were able to build communities. We were able to build churches. We were able to build the White House that man sit in today.
I just want you to understand. I know it's a whole bunch of people that think like I think. The idea that you have folks trying to marginalize, and there were people that supposedly that were offended that the Met Gala had the focus that it had last night. But then you realize how this community in particular is being, I'm sorry, targeted. And what we have to do to fight to preserve our humanity, our history, our culture. And we do have to have allies. The editor at Vogue and the ability to be able to call the shots, to have the Met Gala be set up in the way that this is, those are allies. And I respect those relationships. So, you know, there was no way I was going to let last night. And there's so much I could say about it. I just don't have time this morning. But there's so much that I could say about it that it's just not even funny. Let me go to the phone line real quick. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, good morning, Michelle.
Good morning.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing that to the forefront. And all I wanted to just say to add in on what you was bringing to the forefront, hey, don't love our culture if you don't love our people.
Right.
Happy birthday, Debo.
He hear you, bro. Thank you so much. No, I mean, thank you, fam. That's the thing. And I think about like Dapper Dan, you know, and the iconic envisioning of clothing and, you know, people trying to push him out of the business and out of the game only to later have to call him back and try to partner with them because he realized y'all stole some of my ideas. Y'all stole some of my suits, my clothing, my jackets. And then now I'm suing y'all because y'all stole from me. You know, so it was amazing to see. But I was over the top. And you got to watch the interviews. The sister who wrote this book, she is phenomenal in terms of her work. But I just wanted to make sure that I referenced that. Let me do this real quick too, because I had some people reach out to me and they wanted to know who were the brothers. It was Pharrell Williams, A$AP Rocky, Coleman Domingo, and Lewis Hamilton. That was his name, the Formula One driver. They were the co-chairs Anna Wintour, thank you, because somebody had sent me Anna's last name, is the editor of Vogue. And then wait. LeBron James was a co-chair, but he didn't come because he is trying to, mend a knee injury. But it was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing. And I just love us. I love how we fall through. When I tell you we fall, boy, it ain't nothing like Black Clean. It ain't nothing like it. Nothing like it. All right. So a couple of other things I want to get to. And these are just kind of a way of announcements because I have interviews at 8:00. So I don't want to go too hard into any subject matter. So this is going to be just a series of quick hits. Anybody that is a Herbie Hancock fan, and I know there are a lot of people that listen to the show that are, he's coming to Milwaukee on October 21st. Lenny Kravitz is coming to Milwaukee on August 21st. So I want to put that out there for folks that are fans. Some people ask me, because I had talked about the fact that there were 10 operas that were done by Black composers, and they wanted to know what they were. Number one is called The Martyr. It was done in 1893. Music by libretto Harry Lawrence Freeman. Tremonisha, which is what we went to see. It was completed in 1911, didn't premiere until 1972. Tom Tom, which was premiered in 1932. Troubled Island. This was music by William Grant Still, libretto by Langston Hughes and Verna Arvey, completed in 1939, premiered in 1949. X, The Life and Times of Malcolm X. There is an opera about Malcolm X's life. That was done in 1980. It premiered in 1986. Joshua's Boots. That was done in 1999. Harriet Tubman, When I Cross That Line of Freedom. That premiered in 2014. One that Lakeisha and I went to see, Fire Shut Up in My Bones. Terrence Blanchard, that was done in 2019. And the one that, if Lakeisha say one more time, she is going to find it. And I don't care where it's playing in the world, she's going to see it. Based on the children's book, The Snowy Day. There is an opera about that was done in 2021. And then I also found out that we also had Kanye West actually did an opera. And I got to go back and pull the name of that. But I think it has something to do with Nicodemus. But I'll go back and look. So those were the operas for folks that were waiting for me to say that list so that they could follow up. The other thing I will mention, this has nothing to do with culture, fashion, or anything, but that concept that we get clean. Project Clean and Green is coming to the 1st District this week. So it started on yesterday. Now, remember, this is the program that the city of Milwaukee does, that they provide free bulky item collection for Milwaukee residents. So starting today in the 1st District, that's Alderwoman Pratt's district, Andrea Pratt. You can, the city of Milwaukee will, okay, so this occurs May 5th through the 16th, but today you can put your items that you wish to be collected, placed by your regular garbage collection point. In most cases, everything will be picked up on garbage collection day, but please allow the following business day for all items to be collected. So whatever is your regular garbage day in the 1st District, you can put those bulky items out there. So this can include the crews will pick up 6 cubic yards per property of unwanted furniture, mattresses, household items. They will also collect garden debris that is placed in paper yard waste bags. They don't collect appliances, tires, televisions, computers, printers, stuff like that. They don't collect that stuff. Hazardous waste, paint, all of that. But you got that old recliner you want to throw away, you can get rid of that. If you want to find out when they are going to be in your district, like I live in Aldermanic District 9, they're going to be in my neighborhood May 12th through the 16th. Aldermanic District 4, 12, and 14, they're going to be in your areas May 19th through the 23rd. And Aldermanic District 3, and 10. They'll be in your area May 27th through June 2nd. So if you are someone who has stuff that you know you want to get rid of, and you have not, wanted to pay somebody come pick it up, you didn't want to haul it to the city dump, you don't. Yes.
This is an opportunity for Jermaine to get rid of the furniture with the booty print in it. That free of charge.
See, you know what? Debo, since it's your birthday, I'm gonna let you have that. No. She said that days ago.
She said, "Do not sit down when you go by Jermaine."
She said that days ago, but you know what, Debo?
You said you run around the house naked.
I didn't say butt.
Dude,
I didn't say butt naked. But you know what, Debo?
It's just so sad. Can y'all act right for 5 minutes? For 5 minutes, can y'all act right? The other thing I wanted to remind people of quickly is that the summer recreation guide for Milwaukee Rec came out, and just to give me one second. You know what? I'll be right with you. Okay, the summer rec guide came out for Milwaukee Rec, Department of MPS, and I was going through the book, and I just wanted to tell people, if you have not looked in the summer rec book, they have free yoga classes. They have free health and wellness classes. There is so much. Now, some of the stuff costs money, $7. I've seen stuff as high as $38. This is all for city residents. But there are a lot of free things that you can do to and do with other people to get healthy, to stay on top of your game, to learn a new craft. So I would encourage you. They've been mailed out to the houses. Please take a look at what they have to offer. You will be pleasantly surprised at either, again, how many things are free or the affordability of these things, and learning a new skill. Everything from candle making to sewing to jewelry. I mean, there's everything to do. Painting portraits. It's so much. So I want to encourage people to please take a look at this. We are always talking about things to do. I keep telling people, particularly as you are getting older, stay engaged, keep your mind active, learn something new. When you start talking about how you stave off dementia or Alzheimer's, or how you keep your memory intact, one of the ways to do that is to learn new skills, try new things, talk to people. I tease Keisha's daddy every day. If he could watch The Rifleman and whatever the black and white TV shows is. Yes. I mean, I'm like, Pop, every episode and all the lyrics. I mean, the words, the what is it?
The script
by heart.
Yeah.
And so you gotta challenge yourself, community. So take a look at this. Not that expensive. Classes once, twice a week. Please, let's do what we can to make sure we can live a healthy life for as long as we can. Let me take a quick commercial break. When I come back, I will be.
Just so y'all know, it didn't come from me. Happiness Donut said, "Don't sit on streetcar furniture."
See, wait. Well, hold on. Happiness Donut, I love you.
We gotta go to break.
Boy, Debo.
I'm just on streetcar.
Hey, yeah, that's all right, because I'm gonna get him.
Oh my God, I just can't with y'all.
See, with all this candy going on, I'm gonna get him.
All right, fam, we're gonna take a break. I'll be right back.
With your host, Bryant.
All right, family, welcome back. Out of caller that held through the break. I want to get them in real quick. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, Michelle, how you doing? This your boy Yusef down in Racine.
What's going on, Rev? How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Listen, I just wanted to double back. I had sent you a couple texts on Sunday about this documentary called Psycho. I would encourage people to go and view that. It's a part of the Milwaukee Film Festival. It's playing today at 3:45 and tomorrow at 3 o'clock at the Downers Theater.
Okay,
And
I will pull it. I missed that text, so I'm gonna pull it up now and see what it is.
Yes, but it's about the shooting of Tyrese West down in Racine by a Mount Pleasant police officer.
Got it.
So it's a 5-year investigative documentary about what happened and how it affected not only the community, not only his family, but just our entire city. And then they released the documentary Sunday, and that was the anniversary of his death, and I believe. And then we had another shooting in Racine Sunday night. Another black man was killed at the hands of the police in Racine. So sad. So we please pray for our city as we are praying for Milwaukee as well. And just I would like for you to try to do a little investigating to find out, because it's been they write the narrative. We never get to write the narrative about what the situation is. And so I would encourage you to try to dig into that and see what you can find out.
I will do that. And I know actually the producers of that film reached out to me about doing an interview. So
Okay.
I will get that followed up on as quick as possible so we can actually get them on the show as well. So thanks for flagging it again. And I'll make sure I get the information and I announce the viewing. Okay.
Right. And I will send William Howe's cell phone number to you.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you so
right.
much.
Thank you.
Brother.
Have a great day. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
I appreciate you.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Bye-bye.
All right, family. So I told you that I was going to have a guest in the studios today. Green just everywhere, just blinding me. This big old green blaze around. AKAs are in the building.
Yes.
What's happening, D9 sister? How you doing
I
today?
am well. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
No, it is a pleasure to have you on. Please introduce yourself to our listening audience.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. My name is Isioma Wabuzer, and I am the president of the Epsilon Kappa Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
You know what? Keisha gave me your name, and I said, "Now look here, she about to be called Easy."
And that's what they call me.
I'm about to just butcher it and mess it up. But you are joining us, and we also have a guest that is joining us online. And let me just say this: people believe in showing up and showing out.
Mm-hmm.
As we have events, Deltas, we had our literary luncheon not too long ago. We had our Founders Day. So, we bring out big guns. Yeah. We bring out Jasmine Crockett, Congresswoman Crockett, Soror. We bring out, I gotta think of her name. The sister that's the pilot. We bring her out. And then, not to be outdone. AKA, y'all got a little celebration coming up. And I get a text message like, "Oh yeah, you may want to take this interview." Well, who is the interview? None other than the organizer, activist, political strategist, author, faith leader extraordinaire, one of the powerhouses in the arena that I have worked in for more than 20 years. I think we have her on the line, none other than the Bishop LEAH DAUGHTRY. Bishop DAUGHTRY, are you with us?
I am. Good morning, sisters. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I got your book. My hand is on your book for colored girls who have considered politics. I mean, I'm just, it's the Bible in the house. I'm rubbing on it. Or I should say the second. I can't say that to the preacher. It's the second Bible in the house.
I would hope there'd be another. Yeah.
Look, yes, ma'am. How are you this morning?
I'm doing just great. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for making time to join us this morning.
Sure.
So, Isioma,
happy to do it.
Yes. Can you set up this event that you all are having, a little bit of background, and then I'll bring Bishop Daughtry into the conversation?
Absolutely. So to set the stage for the community, the Epsilon Kappa Omega chapter has been serving the greater Milwaukee community for 75 years now. We were chartered on May 11th, 1949. And in celebration of this milestone, we are hosting a brunch celebration on Saturday, May 10th at the Brookfield Conference Center, where Bishop will be our keynote. But ahead of that, in honor of our 75th, we are doing a number of community activations in the Bronzeville community, including a book signing hosted by the Bishop, where she'll be present and she'll be able to speak on her book and all that she contributes to the community.
So, I know that a lot of organizations are, as many of us, I'm as I said, I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta, but I don't care if it's a D9 organization, NAACP, Urban League. A lot of these storied organizations are definitely having more of a laser focused approach to civic engagement, to helping people understand the political climate that we're in. The NAACP has a slogan: "We're not partisan, but we political as hell." And,
exactly.
So, can I say that, Bishop? I hope I can say that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But
it's in the Bible.
Good. Okay, then good. I'm better. But so people have gone back to some of those initial founding principles of many of these organizations, because I told people I foolishly thought when I was looking and trying to decide on a career path, I wanted to be an attorney when I was a kid. And then I said, but I wanted to be civil rights attorney. And I said, all of the big issues of the day have been resolved in my naive mind, not realizing we're fighting some of the same fights we thought we had won.
Absolutely.
And so when you pull out a Bishop Daughtry to come roll through, Lord, hey, this is a conversation that cannot be missed. Bishop, let me bring you in. For folks that are not familiar with For Colored Girls who have considered politics, what was the precipice for writing this book, being a part of this, and your introduction into the political arena?
Well, first of all, good morning, and thank you for having me. I'm so glad to be with you, and I'm excited about being in Milwaukee this weekend to celebrate with my sorors their 75th anniversary. We wrote the book, me and my good girlfriends, Mignon Moore, Donna Brazil, Yolanda Caraway. There's actually a fifth colored girl, Tina Flanoy, and she couldn't participate in the book because of some contractual work she was engaged in at the time. But we wanted to tell our own story. There's the African proverb that says that unless the lion tells the story, the hunter will always win. And so we wanted to, as things were unfolding in the nation, we wanted to be the authors of our own story and tell people what we experienced as political operatives inside of the Democratic Party, how we came to the table, how we met, and then how our collaboration really helped to change the face and the nature of Democratic Party politics through the rules, through activism. And so we wanted to set that down for ourselves as opposed to having someone else write our story and tell our story and getting it all wrong. So that's why we wrote the book.
And when I think about everything that even before I do that part, let me just say this. You all have been at some of the most powerful tables in the most coveted rooms with a voice that, and not only voice, with actual leadership roles that many of us could only dream about, whether it has been conventions, whether it has been, in some cases, saving the day for folks. But there is a name that is referenced in your book, and I want to take a minute to give homage and ask you to speak on her, if you will, and that is none other than Alexis Herman, before I continue with this conversation.
Yes, Alexis Herman, she was our 23rd Secretary of Labor for the United States, but she had a long and storied history. Her, as some of your listeners may know, she passed away just a couple weeks ago, week, I think, April 25th. It's still very fresh in my mind. And, she was my 40-year mentor, friend. I called her mother, sister, auntie. And so when you think about the trajectory of her career, she was raised by her father, was a civil rights leader in Alabama. and she actually witnessed him being beaten by the Klan for registering Black people to vote. And so from her earliest days, she set about a path of creating ways, opening doors for Black women, for Black people to succeed in whatever career they chose. So, she went from creating jobs on the docks in Mobile, Alabama for Black folks so that they could have the opportunities that their white community members had, to going on to be the youngest Black person, the youngest person, period, at age 29 to be head of the Women's Bureau, appointed by President Carter during his administration, to being the first secretary later. And the list goes on. She was the first Black chief of staff at the Democratic Party when Ron Brown was chair. She was the first Black person to be CEO of the convention. And when she worked on all the campaigns, from Clinton to Gore, Jackson, Kerry, you name it. And here's a little known fact about Alexa Sermon. As you know, in the Democratic Party's primary calendar, Iowa and New Hampshire always go first.
Right.
And but she headed a commission that forced the party to change its calendar, and that's why we have South Carolina and Nevada now in the early states. It was because of her work and her advocacy and pushing and pressing the powers that be that made us change that calendar to bring Black people to the front of the line instead of having to wait until after Iowa and New Hampshire had already cast their votes. So we're celebrating her life on Wednesday, the 14th. I'm honored to serve as the eulogist. And so I'm getting myself together in order to be able to do that. We were very close, and so I miss her deeply.
And because I know that you had referenced her in the book, and she is my soror, and I just wanted to take, and the Alabama homegirl. So I just wanted to make sure that we had an opportunity to lift her name up. And I think, if my memory serves me correctly, she is the only African-American to date that has ever even served as U.S. Secretary of Labor. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is correct.
All
First
right.
and only.
So let me do this, and I'm going to bring Isioma back into the conversation. But before I do that, Bishop DAUGHTRY, having worked in politics, I've worked at every level in a paid capacity except for a presidential campaign. I volunteered in that role. But one of the things that I've done is I'm usually that point person that's getting folks connected to the community, connected to the faith community. And, in some areas I go in, the doors are wide open. Come on in, bring the candidates in. Let's introduce them to people. You can't speak, but you will acknowledge them. Some folks will say you can speak. Other folks will say we don't do that. We don't mess with that. With someone with the distinct background that you have in politics, and when you consider your storied history in the faith community, not just your own work that you've done, but the legacy of your parents. Oh my God. Can you speak just for a moment in the moment and the time that we are in, when we know that we need everybody at the table? One of the most reliable voting blocks and demographics are folks that attend church, the Black church. Can you talk just for a second about what maybe as a faith leader you would love to say to people in faith communities about our role in civic engagement right now?
Sure. It's so important. And oftentimes when we talk about the church, we make this mistake of thinking that the church is the building. And that's just not true. The church is the people who occupy the building. And those people have needs: clean water, clean air, a safe place to live, safe housing, the ability to make decisions about their lives and the path that they would choose. And I firmly believe, my friend Obery Hendricks wrote a book called The Politics of Jesus. And in it, he says that we ought to treat the people's needs as holy. Treat the people's needs as holy. So if we are God-breathed and God-created creatures, then the things that we need to sustain the likeness, the image, the breath of God are holy. And so we cannot, as the church, ignore the physical, social, and emotional needs of the people who are the church, because we are paying debt to a building. So what does that mean? That means that we have a responsibility, I believe, to ensure that the people who are coming to the building have clean air, have clean water, have good food, have safe housing, have safe streets, have the things they need to live as God-breathed creations. And so this is not about a particular party or a particular candidate. This is about a particular issue. What are the issues that are impacting the people, and how do you ensure that the people have what they need to live out their potential as God created and God breathed creatures? So what's important to you? Is it the traffic on your street, too? The trash not being picked up frequently enough? Your schools don't have what they need? There's no computer lab at your school? Whatever the issue is, focus on that. You don't have to go run for Congress or run for Senate. The school board is where they make decisions about curriculum. Who's on your school board? What are they advocating for? What textbooks are they keeping? What textbooks are they banning? School board's important. City commissioners are important. The people who decide when your trash gets picked up, they're important. These are the things we have got to, if we're going to be in alignment with the scriptural text that we say we believe in, then we've got to put the people first. Put the needs of God's creation first, and make sure folks have what they need to not just to get to heaven, but to enjoy an abundant life right here on earth.
Let's church say amen. And speaking of that, the week of events that you all have put together, Isioma, I mean, they start today.
Yes.
And directly to the references that Bishop DAUGHTRY has made, you know, that people need to understand how government works, how you're impacted by it. Who do I call when the trash is not being picked up?
Absolutely.
Where do I go to just get the basics? So you all are having an event tonight.
Yes.
SOAR Milwaukee. Can you take a look? Tell us about that?
Yes. So SOAR Milwaukee, Civics 101, Know Your Power, Use Your Voice. So you're exactly right. That goes on this evening from 6 to 7:30 p.m. At Good Hope Library. And this is our effort to mobilize, to educate, to empower the community. You know, I think sometimes we assume that people know more than they do about the political foray, right? And political dynamics. And this is our effort to start at the very basics, at the very fundamentals, and empower our communities to use the voice and amplify their voice so that they can advocate for the things that matter most to them.
You know, and I'm going to say this. I've had this conversation. It has been poignant. It has stepped on some toes. But, you know, we assume that conversations like this, workshops, you know, meetings like this are for low information voters, underinformed voters, uninformed voters. But I've had to go back and tell some sorority members, some college degrees, like, you Negroes don't know what you think you know. And it shows up when I'm having conversations with people that I'm like, I understand your income bracket, I understand your educational attainment, but it's not reflected politically and civically when I'm talking to you, because I realize you've not slowed down either to learn some of these things. So we have some people, I'm so busy trying to survive, I haven't learned. And other people, I'm so busy trying to maintain or get to the next level in the C-suite, I haven't
engaged in
that way. So Bishop DAUGHTRY, you want to say anything about that?
No, it's true. And listen, and one of my mantras this cycle and this period of time is get smarter. We all have to get smarter. I ran a training for some clergy, a few years back. And one of the things that one of the preachers said, big name, if I told you the name, your mouth would drop open. He said, I don't talk about this stuff in church because I don't know it. I don't understand it. I don't understand how government works. I don't understand. So I can't preach about it. I can't talk about it. I don't know how to direct folks in the proper way, and I don't want to make a mistake. So I just don't talk about it. I just stick to the Bible. That's all I talk about. I said, okay. So part of that training was to help pastors have a safe place to ask dumb questions or questions that they think might be dumb.
You know what?
Because they don't know and they don't know where to go. And that's a lot of us. We don't know and we don't want to look stupid. So we don't want to, be in a setting where somebody going to say, ooh, how she don't know that? Exactly. So come to the forum tonight. Find some trusted sources. And maybe our chapter there might expand what they're doing tonight to incorporate some other folks. Folks don't know. They don't know where to get the information. They don't want to pass bad information, so they say nothing. But here's the other part about that. You don't have to know everything. Go find somebody who knows and help them help you get smarter and let them teach the people the things that you may not know yourself.
Perfect. So you have other events happening?
Yes.
What's going on?
We have a ton. So where we really want to engage the community, of course, we're a historically Black Greek letter organization. And so we mobilize and we engage and we do work in communities that look like us. And so we have a cash mob going on in the Bronzeville community. Friday, May 9th. We want folks to come out to BP gas station, the only Black owned gas station in Wisconsin, on 807 East Atkinson from 4 to 6 p.m. on Friday. And please buy gas. We are fueling our Black dollars into this gas station. And then, as I alluded to earlier, a bishop will be here as of Friday, and we are hosting a book signing with her, featuring her and all the work she does. And so we want you to come out to Thrive on King from 5 to 6 on Friday. And then there's a number of other things going on. So please check out our social media accounts. But those areas are really where we want to activate the community.
And I love that you all are hitting up all the arenas. We talking about looking out for our seniors, the elders in the family that have paved the way. You got an event over at Rise and Grind, a brunch for them on tomorrow at 11 a.m. And then Pearls for Teen Girls, we bringing the babies in. We keeping track, them on track and getting them engaged early. Self-care. Yes. Which, you can't take care of nobody else if you're not good. So working with the folks over at Honeybee Sage for an event that's happening from 6 to 7 as well on Friday. And then you got Feed the Soul.
Yes.
Mikasa Cafe, food and conversation happening there. What I'll do is I'll make sure I let people know about these events. But I think that, for me, substantively, it is so important. I love what Bishop Daughtry said, that we get smarter because when you don't know, you're frequently fearful.
Yes.
And you are driven to do things that you wouldn't do or you won't move. So much around us right now is being designed to make us fearful and not make a move. Bishop Daughtry, the Black Pack, the church pack that you were, I think, were a co-founder of. Can you speak to that? Because that was one of those things to me that helped to educate people about how to feel safe in making moves.
Yeah, Black Church PAC is specifically designed to organize the church and help church folk get smarter about what's happening in their communities and how they can take action. We're living in treacherous times right now, and every day there's a new surprise when you wake up in the morning. You go to now we tariff in the film industry. I mean, it's just every day is something. But here's the thing, folks. No one is coming to save us. No one is coming. We have to save ourselves. And so that requires us to be more alert, to do the things that we can do, which means you don't have to do everything, but there's something that you can do. If it's registering people to vote, if it's going up to your child's school and making sure they know that you're there and that you're paying attention. These small things that we do in community to affirm our presence, affirm our power, and make moves together to help secure the safety and security of our people, of our families, of our communities, of our cities, our states, our nation. But it starts with a single step. It starts with something small. So get involved, find an organization that's working on the ground in the community where you live. Get involved. It may just be making a couple phone calls, going to a meeting. Sometimes we got to start basic. Who are your elected officials? Do you know? Do you know who they are? Do you have their phone numbers? Are they on your speed dial? They ought to know your number when they see it pop up and say, "Oh Lord, that's the lady that cares about the air conditioning in the schools. Let me get my answer straight." They ought to quake in their boots when they see you coming. But it starts with us being smart about issues and getting engaged in our communities, in organizations that we know and trust that are doing the work.
So look, I want to end because I know you both have been extremely generous with your time, with a question for each of you to close us out. Bishop Daughtry, I'll start with you first. I'm sorry. When I look at your book, when I look at the work, everything that you have been a part of, I'm like, this lady got to have some stories. Oh my God. And I'm sorry, I live, breathe, and eat politics. And the backstory and the behind the scenes is way better than what you see going on out front. But have you had a moment as you look back over everything that you've been involved in when you pinched yourself as one of these colored girls and said, I was a part of this. I have been in this moment. I helped push this. And you just literally had to step back and be like, this moment is surreal right now. And you probably had a ton of them, but if there's one that stands out.
I think it'd probably be 2008 at the Democratic Convention, and I was CEO, following in Alexis Herman's footsteps. And I had a ritual, established a ritual. I would go into the convention hall the night before the convention, and it would be just me and the workers who were vacuuming and so forth. And I walk the aisles and just conjure the spirit of Fannie Lou Hamer. Because there I was in 2008, a Black girl from Brooklyn, serving as CEO of the Democratic Convention, an institution that had refused 40 years earlier to seat Fannie Lou Hamer. And I just stood there on the stage by myself that night, and I thank God for Fannie Lou Hamer and for all the women who made my life possible. And I said, who would have thought that this little Black girl from Brooklyn would be standing here 40 years later exactly in the place that Miss Hamer could not be seated, in the party that would not seat Miss Hamer. We've changed the rules. We've changed the process. We've changed the attitude. We've changed everything about this party that now makes it possible for me to be CEO of this convention. It was a singular spiritual moment that night.
All right. Isioma. Yeah. How long have you been chapter president? Ooh. Or Milwaukee, I should say Milwaukee alumni chapter president.
Oh, for about 4 or 5 months now.
4 or 5. Oh, you recent.
I'm fresh. I'm fresh.
Oh, they ain't told you up yet. Okay. You're gonna come out like Barack Obama. Oh, great. Look, Bishop DAUGHTRY, she got a little short shots on with a little blazer, looking all youthful. They ain't whooped her yet. I'm gonna come see you in a year and see how it's going. I'm gonna just have a candid moment. There was a church here in Milwaukee who recently had a program. It was like not part of service, but just a program that was over at the church. And there were people that were there that had talked about renouncing their membership in D9 organizations. Yeah. And so a number of folks that, I'm cool with, we all talked about it. I thought it was interesting that it was done in a faith, setting kind of thing. That was interesting to me. But we all talked about why we pledged, what was important to us. When I look at the calendar that you all have laid out, I know why I became a Delta. And I know why the folks in my family are Greek. I'm the only Delta in the family. Everybody else is AKAs. But I know why I pledged and what it meant to me. As we think about the significance of these founding women and what they envisioned for us and this community. Isioma, why has this been important to you, yet alone to take on this leadership role? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not I don't care what arena you in, whether it's the faith community, serving in a nonprofit organization, social service organization like this, leadership roles are never easy.
Never.
So why take this on?
It's,
and why pledge a D9 organization?
Yeah. So, I think it's interesting you bring that conversation up, because the reality of our organizations, and I think Bishop alludes to this with the strategic coalition building and the intersection of various communities, we are rooted in Christian principles and values, right? And the reality of all the work we do fundamentally is where two or more are gathered. everything amplifies, everything moves forward. And what's important to me is that for those of us that have been privileged and blessed enough to get academic, right, or professional, right, or financial opportunity, that we use that to leverage our communities and bring us all collectively forward. The reality and the purpose and the strength of the D9 is now we are equipped, and the duty is upon us, right, because we've been blessed and we've been privileged to take our community with us so that we can galvanize collectively. And we stand at the center again of strategic coalition building, of building leadership and representation pipelines, of elevating civic and political and community consciousness. That is the role we serve, and that is why it's so important for me, especially as a young Black woman, to serve in this capacity.
So that's that speech she gave. Yes. Look, that's that speech she gave that got her elected. Did you want to say something, Bishop?
No, I almost gave her off. She's representing us well. Thank you so much. That was a good speech.
So we see why this is Madam President.
Yes.
Well, look, ladies, you both are inspirational. I mean, when I talk about good company and leadership and examples being set and continuing to inspire, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate both of you.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward. I'll be at the luncheon. Okay. I will. Somebody say, yeah, I'm a fan. So I will be at the luncheon. I will have my book ready to be signed. And Bishop DAUGHTRY, thank you so much for everything. I keep thinking about you being at Harvard. That's why I keep calling you doctor. For the work that you do at the what is it, the Politics Institute or Institute of Politics?
Institute of Politics, yes.
Yes, ma'am. And so thank you, ladies. I appreciate y'all. And I will see you this in a few days, Bishop.
Thank you, Bishop. See you soon.
Yes.
All right, family.
Take care.
Thank you. All right, y'all. Let me take a quick commercial break. I'll be right back. It's Sioma.
Hey.
What's the chapter?
Epsilon Kappa Omega.
Look, gangbangers. We'll be right back.
AURN News.
The Department of Homeland Security has announced a new app-based program that offers financial and travel assistance for undocumented immigrants who choose to voluntarily return to their home countries. Through the CBP Home app, migrants can now self-deport and, in return, receive a $1,000 stipend once their departure is confirmed. DHS says the program is designed to provide a more dignified and cost-effective alternative to traditional deportation. Now, currently, removing an undocumented immigrant costs the federal government over $17,000 per person, according to the Trump administration. DHS projects that the new initiative could cut those costs by 70%. Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem says self-deportation is, quote, the best, safest, and most cost-effective way to leave the United States to avoid arrest. She's urging migrants to download the app and begin the process voluntarily. For AURN News, I'm Jamie Jackson.
Here's your updated forecast. Skies will become mostly sunny here for today with a high in the mid-50s. Winds out of the northeast around 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low near 45. By Tuesday, partial sunshine develops, high 63 degrees. Then by Wednesday, mostly sunny skies, a high around 55. Thursday, plenty of blue skies and sun, high 55 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki on AM 860, The Voice.
Get ready, Milwaukee. The Church of God in Christ International Men's Ministry presents the Men's Perfecting Men's Conference 2025, happening May 7th through the 9th at Christian Faith Fellowship Church, 8606 West Good Hope Road. This year's theme, Unfinished Business. There was not a man to till the ground, and we're calling all men to rise up and take their place. Come hear powerful voices like Bishop Darrell Hines, Wednesday, May 7th at 7 p.m. Bishop Roderick Hennings, Thursday, May 8th at 7 p.m. And presiding Bishop J. Drew Shear, Friday, May 9th at 7 p.m. This is more than a conference, it's a call to action. Register today. It's free. Men's Perfecting Men's Conference 2025, May 7th through the 9th at Christian Faith Fellowship Church, 8606 West Good Hope Road, Milwaukee. Be there. Be empowered. Be perfected.
at Potawatomi, where ways to win are endless. Another chance to capture epic cash and prizes comes Friday, June 27th. It's the season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty come together for drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is there for the taking. Be there to win your share. June 27th only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 years old to play.
Have you been looking for that adult place where you can go and enjoy the atmosphere? I know of a place, Play by Play, 3910 West Fond du Lac Avenue, formerly known as Gino's. Join us for the new casual affair hosted by me, Sandra Silk, every Saturday from 5 till 9 p.m. Yes, Milwaukee, it's back. The Casual Affair, formerly hosted by Lady BJ, an adult event just for you. There will be great music, fantastic drink specials, and food that's finger-licking good, like turkey legs, catfish, wings, and much more. That's every Saturday for the new Casual Affair at Play by Play from 5 to 9 p.m. We're here. You're there. So come on down and join us.
Ricardo Amor Tequila presents Southern Soul and Blues Spotlight, the Mother's Day edition, starring Terry Wright, performing I Lost My Good Thing. I lost my good thing. Yes. And Vic Allen, soul music. Ain't nothing like some soul. It's the Southern Soul and Blues Spotlight, Mother's Day edition. Sunday, May 11th, Mother's Day at Mr. B's Lounge, 8617 West Near Brown Road. Doors open at 6 p.m. Showtime 7 p.m. sharp. Hosted by Homer Blow. Music by Mr. Devo and DJ Clark Kent. And a special birthday celebration for Mr. Devo. Advance tickets available on Eventbrite.com. And recharge. For VIP sections, call 414-786-1595. The Southern Soul and Blues Spotlight, Mother's Day edition, with Terry Wright and Vic Allen.
Hi, this is Keith Pierce, the host of Community Voice, asking you to join us Mondays through Fridays from 9 to 11. You will hear from interesting guests, Wednesday's Word, and topics and subjects that impact our beloved community.
And don't forget about me, Devon Jones, DJ The Protege, here every Friday, bringing you Free Flow Friday, Politics Nation, Sports, Haters Nation, local events, national events. And remember, while I'm here, there'll be no passes given.
That's Community Voice, heard on The Voice, WNOV 860, 106.5.
860 AM 106.5 FM. WNOV, The Voice. Now, back to Say Something Real with your host, Michelle Bryant on WNOV.
All right, family, welcome back to the show. So, a couple of quick things. Somebody had asked me about the book that I was talking about by Marcus D. Wiley, the comedian, and I said that there were two things that I had dog-eared the pages in the book that I wanted to remember, and I think I mentioned it. But the one thing that J.J. Watt, defensive end of the Houston Texans, has said: success is not owned, it's leased, and every day the rent is due. When you think about what makes people great, organizations great, things happen, it's because you work at it every day. Good relationships, good marriages, good friendships. These are everyday things that you have to do. Success is not owned, it is leased. And the work you do every day is the rent that's due. And then the other thing I said, and I had badly quoted it yesterday, that he had said in the book that I appreciated. When God shows you a glimpse of your future, That's not the time to sit back and watch him work. That's the time for you to get up off your blessed assurance and hustle, because God is not going to do what you won't do. He's going to do what you can't do. And so, I think about people who will look at, an organization and say, it's not what I wanted. It's not, it's not this, it's not that. And I always ask people, well, what are you though? And what are you doing to help create the change that you claim you want to see? I've had to ask myself that question, challenge myself. And I've had people that have had to check me, because there are things that I hadn't been a part of that I needed to be a part of. And folks are like, get your behind off your shoulders and stop complaining and help move things forward. No matter what you're doing, you got more in you to do. And so I told people I would bring that. They wanted me to read those. So those were the two. Now, let me just take a quick second because the show ends early on Tuesday. But yesterday I was in a text exchange with someone, and they basically ended up saying that these people, Donald Trump, these people are ruining our country. This exchange with some Black folks, ruining our country. Because one of the things that I have always said to my friends, the people that I love that are important to me, your friends tell you the truth. They don't, of course, I'm not going to say anything to tear you down, but I'm going to tell you what you need to know to improve you, to make you better, stronger, faster, whatever it is you need to be. Your friends tell you the truth. And cats that's around you that's agreeing with everything you say and they'll never push you, challenge you, you need to look kind of sideways sometimes. Yeah, you have a lot in common with people, so we typically can see things the right way. But I've had days when I've said something and Lena look at me sideways, or she say something, I'll be like, I don't think so. Or like, you out of order. Like literally say, you out of order. Lakeisha will say to me, you ain't right for that. So your friends tell you the truth. And when I had this exchange yesterday, Black folks tell America the truth about themselves. And it's people that's uncomfortable, as we know, with the truth. But we telling you the truth about yourself because, in fact, we do love the country. We want it to be better. We want you to live up to what you said you were supposed to do. And these folks who wrap themselves, drape themselves in the flag, but you sit back and you watch all of the madness that's happening around us, that's the part for me that's just so crazy and so scary. I was looking at an announcement that just came out. The Trump administration is going to be eliminating 2 environmental protection agencies focused on climate change and energy. So many of us, we buy appliances. This is why I say it's going to affect everybody. We buy appliances and we pay attention to that Energy Star rating. If you buying more recent appliances, not even if you're buying a used one, you still are paying attention to that Energy Star appliance. You've been able to get tax credits to bring down the cost of these appliances, air conditioners, heat pumps, refrigerators, washing machines. Why is Donald Trump dismantling, shuttering the doors of these programs? Like, this does not harm you, hurt you. It helps when Bishop DAUGHTRY talked about people need to have clean water. People need to have certain things to function. That you are always working to either privatize, because he tried to privatize the Energy Star program in his first term, or get rid of things that help everyday working class people. If this is something that's going to help me save money by being a more efficient product, so I can figure out how to now pay for that Barbie doll for my child that was $19.99, but it just went up 45% per Target, or per Mertel, I should say, because of these freaking tariffs. It's like, What is wrong with these people? Ron Johnson, the budget cuts don't go far enough. Medicaid should be on the table. What is wrong with y'all? And these are all people who all have means, who don't have to worry about this stuff on a day-to-day. So over the course, somebody, has said, Michelle, we got to talk about these tariffs. We got to talk about how we impacted. We'll be doing that. But again, to just push people to be as educated as possible about how we are being impacted and what you have to do to get out in front of it. Tomorrow, when I do the show, I got to take a minute. Folks know I'm from Alabama. Mama's from Alabama, on my mother's side, everybody's from Alabama. And Donald Trump gave the commencement speak down at the University of Alabama a couple of days ago, I think on May 1st. And I heard from some people from back home about some of the stuff that was being done, where students were being threatened that if they in any way, had public displays of disapproval or, said something, that they could be expelled, they could lose their degree, the degree you have worked 4 years for, because you say something that might offend Donald Trump, you could lose 4 years worth of work. So the curtailing of free speech and where free speech could be exercised. But sports ended up coming up in this conversation. And I got to talk about what Donald Trump and Nick Saban and folks were talking about in relationship to college players, because this continuously impacts Black folks, Black men in particular. And tomorrow I'm going to spend a little bit of time on that, because when I was reading about it, I was like, really? Really? So often, way too many times, I said it yesterday, people create these problems. And then when you begin to be impacted about them, you want to whine and cry. America created these problems in terms of trade imbalances, more products being imported into the country than we're exporting in some cases, because of American greed. Because of American greed and not wanting to pay people fairly in this country, not, tooling people, skilling people. And some people don't want to do this work. I don't want to stand on a line all day and make microchips. I don't want to do it. It's got to be more to life. I don't know. I don't want to do it. But I'm going to just say this as I close out the show. Yesterday, there were air traffic controllers who walked off the job. They took a 45-day medical leave of absence because they said for 90 seconds, they had no idea what was going on in the air. For 90 seconds. And you could have had plane crashes. You couldn't communicate with pilots to effectively tell them what was around them, what was, coming in front of them for 90 seconds. And 90 seconds is blink of an eye. But when you understand, I got 240 passengers on a plane. I got 150 people's lives in my hands, and I can't communicate with them. People were stressed beyond belief, and they had to take a mental reprieve. For the airlines, they just doing whatever. These folks was like, until you sit in my seat, don't talk to me. I'm going to just say this. There will be days when you have to take a mental reprieve from everything that we are watching and we are seeing. But like those air traffic controllers, they got to come back to work. You got to be able to get what you need to come back and do the job. Many of us are going to be so disgusted over the course of the next several years, more immediately, weeks, days, and months, that we will want to check out. This is not the time to check out. That civics engagement class that they're offering over at Good Hope Library tonight, all this stuff is free that the AKAs is doing. It's about reminding people, please don't check out. Get the tools that you need. Go to Honeybee Sage. They got all these other places, how you take care of yourself, but don't check out. We need our community more than we ever have. That's the show for today. I want to say again, happy birthday with much love to my brother, Darren. Darren. We doing Darren. Okay. we doing Darren. And to the crybaby, even though it ain't his birthday. What about me? What about me? Mr. Bryant. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow, family. Peace.